We all have that one friend, family member, or acquaintance who insists that reading can change our life. We know that knowledge is power, or applied knowledge is power, and that it is this power of knowledge that does change lives. It broadens our perception. But this power is not limited to reading. We live in a world, we live in an age, we live in an era where such vast quantities of information are so easily available and through such diverse mediums as never before. Then why do people still read? Hello, and welcome to a brief encounter. It is my opinion that people read, both fiction or non-fiction, primarily due to three significant factors. First, it is a quiet form of stimulation. Second, it leaves something to the imagination. And third, the pleasure derived from watching the formation of the rhythm. When I say it is a quiet form of stimulation, what I mean is this. Reading is a form of engagement that does not require company. When we read, a voice in our head begins to speak and we are engaging with the book through that voice. In any other form of engagement, social interaction, or attending lectures, watching videos, the voice is external. There is another voice in the room and it gives us a sense of companionship. But reading is a solitary activity. And what we gain from this solitary activity is acquired through the voice in our head. This reading teaches us to interact with new ideas or even expand them by raising questions or linking them to other ideas. And that is where the expansion of the mind takes place. Second, it leaves something to the imagination. According to a study conducted by French and Spanish researchers, people who are unable to read or people who can barely read not only find it difficult to process sequences of letters, but they also experience similar difficulty in processing sequences of images. This means that the more we read, the better is our ability to process sequences of images. Watching a movie, playing a video game, crossing the street, all require the processing of images. But in a movie, I think it would be easier since the images are in motion already. In a movie, in a video, everything is laid out before our eyes. As an audience, we are told what to watch, and when everything is unfolding right before our eyes, there's no need to imagine it. But in reading, comparatively, we are only given landmarks. And that is why it leaves something to the imagination. No matter how well or how poorly a book is written, imagination is demanded of us. And again, that is where the expansion of the mind lies. The third is the pleasure of watching the formation of the rhythm. Have we ever noticed the difference in the printing styles of different books or books of different genres? The difference in the font size, style, the spacing between the letters. They're all different because The idea of different printing styles used in different books is to affirm the message in the book so that the visual of the book falls in line with what the book is trying to express. This is also carried out in audiobooks through the delivery of narration, but in audiobooks, the visual experience is missed. And this visual experience is that of watching the formation of the phrases, sentences, paragraphs, which either appeal to our subconscious or fail to, in which case we put the book down and don't ever pick it up again. We know that words are powerful, and the difference between hearing a powerful statement and reading it is the same as that of listening to our favorite song and attending its live concert. Words are powerful, and their power magnifies merely by altering their arrangement or configuration. And when we absorb these words not through an external voice but our own, one can only imagine the depth of influence it would have on us. People who read derive pleasure from watching the formation of the rhythm which stimulates them in some way or the other. In reading, the voice is not external but in our head. So the onus of interpretation also lies on us. This is not to say that other mediums of information or art do not stimulate us and do not challenge us, but reading poses a greater challenge to the mind and to the imagination. Perhaps that is why reading is a habit that has to be cultivated, unlike our affinity towards visual content, which develops naturally, effortlessly. Those are the reasons why I think people still read, and people will continue to read, whether hardbound, soft copy texts, or on digital media. And if this is something that you enjoyed and you found value, do subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.